welcome back to my channel, and if you are new then welcome to my channel. I am Alka and I make videos on beauty and fashion. Today's video is also going to be on my culture. I have made a video previously on my channel which was about draping mekhla chadar in 3 simple ways. So I'll put that in the description box below, and also I'll link it in the I button. So in case you did not watch that, then please go give it a watch. The things I spoke about on that video, I am not going to repeat it here. Seeing my attire, maybe you guys have already guessed about today's video. So I have divided today's video into 3 main parts. In the first part, I am going to talk a little bit about Muga mekhla chadar. So firstly, what is Muga? Muga silk is a type of a fabric and it is one of the rarest silk in the world. It is used to make mekhla chadar or saris, and it is produced here in Assam by the locals over here. So this gorgeous fabric was once reserved only for royalty, but nowadays it is available all across the state, and even we common people, we can purchase it. Talking about the Muga silk, it is in the yellowish golden tint, or also you can call it beige. So it is basically in the beige color and it is well known for its extreme durability. So in Muga mekhla chadars, beige is always the base color. And we have beautiful embroidery patterns over there, like in my mekhla chadar, as you can see, it has beautiful embroidery works of red and yellow. Sometimes the embroidery works are in a single color and sometimes they are in multiple colors. So now talking about the texture of Muga silk, the material is a little bit crisp, and the mekhla chadars which are made of Muga silk, they are a little bit tricky to wear compared to the other materials. They also have a very beautiful glossy shimmery texture to it, which looks really pretty. The authentic and the pure Muga mekhla chadars, they are a little bit hard to find these days. They are pretty rare, and the one that I'm wearing right now, it belongs to my mother and it is also quite old. It's almost like 25 to 30 years old, but as you can see, it still looks very new and very fresh. And that is the speciality of pure Muga silk, that after every wash the luster increases more and more. So now let's see how to wear it. As I have said, the material Muga is a little bit crisp and it is little bit tricky to wear as compared to the other materials. I have already made one more tutorial on draping mekhla chadar, so you can also refer to that video and you can also drape it that way. But in today's video, I'll be draping it in a little bit different manner. So yeah, now let's move to the tutorial.
This is the mekhla. First, wear your blouse, petticoat and also your heels. Wearing heels before draping your mekhla or sari helps you to decide its right length. So I am making 3 pleats in the mekhla and then I'll take them to the right and tuck. Always make the pleats in the crease lines. After that, secure your mekhla with a pin. So with this we are done draping the mekhla. Now we will move to the chadar. This is the chadar and I will not make any pleats here today. I will wear it in the open pallu or the flowing pallu style. For that, first I'll measure the length of the achal of the chadar and then secure it like this. Now bring the other end of the chadar to the front. I am making 2 to 3 pleats this way. This is totally optional. And after that, I'll make a zigzag pattern with the other end of the chadar. After that, I'll tuck it too. You can secure the zigzag pattern with a pin if you want. Now you can leave the chadar as it is if you want. That is the open pallu or the flowing pallu style. But in case you find it uncomfortable to handle because of the width of the chadar or the material, then you can always make 1 or 2 small pleats this way. This will reduce the width of the chadar and also at the same time it still looks very elegant and classy. So yeah, we are done.
So now let's move to the third and the last part of today's video, and in this part I'll be talking about a few important ornaments which we use to stylize this beautiful attire. So let's talk about Assamese jewelries. The indigenous Assamese jewelries are really special and very unique, and what makes them special is that they are handmade by specialized or skilled hands, and the designs are inspired by nature like the moon, the birds, and sometimes they're also inspired by musical instruments like pepa, like dhol, and sometimes they're also inspired from japi or other things. So the base of the jewelry is made of silver or other alloys, and after that they are plated with a thin layer of gold. They're also quite affordable and the durability is pretty long. They do not get discolored very easily, and the beautiful Meena works done on the jewelry really makes them very beautiful and unique. Now some people love to wear heavy jewelry and accessorize their outfits with heavy jewelry look, and on the other hand there are people who love the minimal jewelry look, and both looks very pretty in their own ways. So I have opted for the minimal jewelry look in today's video. For the hands I have wore this beautiful and pretty Dhansira Kharu. They look very simple yet very pretty and elegant, and you can also style them with different traditional outfits or even with sari. It looks equally very beautiful. And for the neck piece I have used this beautiful Dhulbiri. This is a drum shaped pendant and there is some beautiful Meena work going on right here, and the necklace is beautifully beaded.
Also, I have worn this plain Junbiri which has moon-shaped pendant. You can find it in multiple designs.
So these are some simple pieces of jewelry, but still it takes your look to a whole different level. And as I have said, you can also style them with different outfits. It really looks very pretty. And apart from these, there are also other Assamese jewelry which are very famous like Golpata, Gamkharu, Lokaparo, Junbiri. But I cannot show each and everything in one particular video. So I have used only these 2 or 3 things for today's video. So for my hair ornament, I have used Kopo Full, which is also known as the foxtail orchid, and it is an integral part of Assamese culture. So these are used by the female dancers during the Bohag Bihu festival, which is celebrated during the onset of spring season. And this orchid symbolizes love, fertility and merriment. I did not find the real orchid, so I have used this artificial one for today's video. And lastly, to complete my look, I have used this red bindi. So guys, that was all about today's video. So I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, then you know what to do. Please give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Share the video with your friends, and I shall see you soon in my next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.